After suffering a disappointing 2-0 home defeat to Tottenham Hotspur last weekend, Man City will be looking to return to winning ways when they travel to the Amex Stadium to face Brighton in the Premier League on Sunday. Brighton have picked up just 1 point so far this season. They lost 2-0 at Everton last weekend after settling for a 1-1 draw with Fulham on the opening weekend of the new season. As for City, they head into this game having only won two of the last five meetings with Brighton. They failed to beat the Seagulls either home or away last season. They lost 2-0 at the Amex Stadium in November last year. That was during that torrid run for form for Guardiola's
Yeah.
side last season before they were held to a 2-2 draw at the Etihad in their most recent encounter in March of this year. So, what do you think we can expect from this match on Sunday, Stephen? After watching two sort of contrasting performances from Man City in their first two league games, how optimistic are you that they can conclude the month of August with a victory on the South Coast?
I think we're sort of built to play away a bit more actually at the moment. I think it does sort of, yeah, I think it suits us. I don't know how aggressive Brighton will press compared to Spurs. Spurs were incredibly aggressive, and I think it really helped them. I think that Spurs game was a lesson that City needed anyway, very early on, as a reminder of the standards of the Premier League, and they've got a week to work on it, which is really good as well. Just over a week to work on it. Guardiola will love that preparation time. I'm expecting a bit of a reaction against Brighton. I don't see why you wouldn't really expect that, given the Wolves game showed what we could do, and the Spurs game showed what we need to work on still. And you can learn an awful lot with the right mentality from a game like the Spurs one. And I expect City will be um, treating Brighton with everything they've taken from that, because Brighton are a cracking side at the best. I know they haven't had the best start, disappointing loss against Everton, and only a draw against Fulham, but they still got quality. Matoma has always given City troubles, and obviously they've lost João Pedro and even Evan Ferguson. Kind of, they've both gone off and scoring goals for their new clubs, but they've got the experience of Welbeck still, who's a very good Premier League striker, and the aggression of Balaba and O'Reilly in midfield is going to give you trouble. Then you know, uh, experience of Duncan Van Heck as a partnership is really good. So they've got an awful lot of quality. So I expect City will be very much aware of what Brighton can do, how they're going to play. And this is going to be a real big test for whoever's in goal. It could be Donnarumma making his debut then. It could be that Rodrigo has happened by then and Savinho has gone to Spurs and Rodrigo is starting on the left wing or something like that. It could be a very different Manchester City side. I am expecting changes. I think we will see a more pragmatic side than the one that played against Spurs. I don't think it'll be Shirky starting. I think Guardiola will probably lean on Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo. Even though Bernardo had a stinker when he came on, by the way, but I thought he was good against Wolves. And he'll probably lean on Reinders as well. Those three. Who knows? Maybe Rodri is a decent chance, because Rodri came on the other day and he's looking fitter and fitter. Phil Foden's in for a chance for a start, I reckon, potentially. I wouldn't be surprised to see Oscar Bob rotated in this one. Just guts telling me that he did nothing wrong really against Spurs, but I just got a feeling there might be a rotation there. Guardiola might lead an experience, and I'm almost certain I think we'll see the pace of Mateus Nunes at right back. I think City's defensive line against Spurs, he was only inches in it for the offside. It is crying out for a bit more pace. It just can't help but feel if Kusanov and Nunes were on the pitch, and maybe that first goal doesn't happen with their recovery pace. There'll be changes. I don't know who's going to play, but there will be changes almost certainly, and I think that's par for the course really when you've got this many players and this many new faces, and it's this early on in the season.
Yeah, no, looking at sort of the right back position is still considered by some, isn't it, as sort of maybe one of City's weaknesses, and City are likely to come up against one of the quickest and best dribblers in the Premier League in Kaoru Mitoma. Um, do you think that Matoma versus either Nunes or Lewis or whoever plays at right back could be proved to be one of the key battles in this game on Sunday?
Yeah, absolutely. Matoma will absolutely give Rico Lewis a hard time. I like Rico Lewis, but he's going to have a hard time, and I think I would definitely prefer the pace of Nunes, because he's going to keep up with him. And Brighton are going to be so aware of our high line, which a lot of people are making a lot of noise about at the moment. I don't know why. We've been playing a high line forever, but for some reason it's an issue this season. Maybe because I just don't know. Maybe because the defense looks a bit slower. But either way, I think Nunes. I think he's going to get a start in this one. I think his pace will be absolutely crucial against the trickiness of Matoma. He's always given City an awful lot of trouble.
Yeah, and just finally on this game, then, do you want to give a quick score prediction for City away at Brighton?
Keep predicting wins, but I genuinely believe City are going to be better in this one. I think Brighton haven't had a great start. They're like City, Brighton. They're a rhythm side, and the way that they play takes a little bit of fine tuning. And I suspect they're in a similar place to where they've got some good patterns, but they're not fully there yet. And City have got a little bit more quality. So I'm going to go for a City 2-1 victory. I can't see us not conceding. I can't see it being a romp either. I think it's going to be close, but I think we'll have enough. Yeah, just simply because I think they take a long time to get going, and I think we do as well. Teams that play the way that Guardiola's side does and the way that Brighton play, they just takes a bit of time to warm up the engine. I don't think it's a coincidence Guardiola's sides get better around winter because at that point, muscle memory's kicked in, and hopefully it's similar for Brighton, and they're not quite there yet, and we get a victory.